Hey, Willie Jarman, and hey, Puff. How are you guys doing? Yeah, you can see I set a poll. Marvel or DC? 50-50 so far. And I couldn't resist the Howard the Duck thumbnail. Because it is a Marvel property, which I found out today. I actually didn't know that. And I've actually got printed out questions for a change. Much easier. You guys okay? When we've got more people. Well, you can see that. I mean, I'm obviously going to read them out. I've got the leaderboard, which is there so far, and I've got, well, some people, I've sort of got like some names down, some of whom might not be here, a lot of. No, I went up the library. I had a printer for a while, but it finally sort of gave out. But when more people get here, I'll update you guys on the leaderboard. Just 2 more games to go in the season. So Wooly chose this category, and Caroline chose romantic comedies, which will be next week. Well, yeah, I did most of the work for the questions at home, but I printed it off in the library. It was 45p for 3 pages, so can't complain. Okay, Marvel has pulled ahead in the poll. Hey, Mahensa, how's it going? Oh, and Header/Anthony. Did one of you guys vote Marvel? Ten. Yeah. Yeah, it might have gone up a little bit. I sort of remember it being, well, 10p per sheet. It's not, yeah, and it's nice to support the library because they're important. Yeah, sounds about right. So Marvel has quite a big lead. Just water. Just water. Sticking off their alcohol tonight. Why would I go with others to the library? It doesn't require a group trip. I was only printing something off. Well, yeah. I guess because anyone can go in the library, then it does tend to attract all sorts. I think they sometimes do in uni libraries. I don't think so much in general. I think if it's just your typical local library, then I think you would be unlucky to come across one with an attitude. Well, it could be your paranoia as well, Anthony. Maybe you're sort of misreading them. Okay. Well, we won't start yet because there should at least be a couple more. Well, yeah, but you were talking about the librarians having an attitude. I accept you get your fair share of weird people in there. Today, when I was there, someone shouted a religious message through the window, which was pretty funny. Now, it could have been someone just messing about, or it could have been actually someone going to lengths to get their religious message out there. I can't remember what they said exactly. It was just, yeah, it was just a and it came out of nowhere because I was sitting at the computer. Yeah, but it could have just been a dick, messing about Anthony. But it's one of those things because at first I heard this voice come out of nowhere. It sort of freaked me out. And then when I heard what it was, it's almost like I was relieved because it was like, oh, it's just a religious nut. No, I'm not going to church more. Well, no, because everyone else heard it. I think if we wait a bit longer, we should have at least a few more players. Cindy should be here. Caroline's normally here for this. And Camilla will probably show up at some point. So we'll wait a bit longer. But I'll update you guys on the leaderboard while we're waiting. So Ton is still top with 33 points, but it's pretty close. Anthony, you're second with 29 points. Wooly Jarman, you're third with 27. Caroline, just behind, 25. Mahensa, you're in fifth with 22. Then Cindy is sixth with 20. Camilla has 17. Puff, you have 6. Cantaloupe and Rachel both have 5. Oh, Rachel might show up tonight. Who knows? If she happens to be up at this hour. Tuffy has 2 and Wilco has 1. So that's the scoreboard so far for the season with 2 more games to play, including tonight. Oh man, Cantaloupe. Don't you just wish that crazy kid would come back? So sort of realistically, I would say as far down as Cindy, who's on 20 points in 6, can still win. I probably wouldn't go any further down than her, but I think she can still win. A lot would have to go right for her and a lot wrong for others, but I'd say she still has a shot. Yeah, Mahensa, you're still in this thing. So there's 2 rounds tonight. The first round will be about Marvel Comics, and the second round will be about movies. Now, I will do a TV quiz sometime, like a Marvel TV quiz. But I thought I'd save that for another time. Well, you're second. You're not quite top. You could go top tonight. But yeah, you're in the top 2. Oh, hey, Peter. Oh, Peter. We've got another player. And Peter says DC. Let's see. Marvel 60%, DC 40%. How's it going, Peter? I think it's because you've played every game, Anthony. I think that's why you've got a healthy sort of score. There you go. Hey, Camille. Because you've sort of done decent each time. So I think it's sort of added up to a pretty good score so far. Are you going to play, Peter? Do you want to play the quiz? I can stick your name down. Oh, there's Cantaloupe. Bloody hell. I was talking about you as well. Such a great name. Well, I've got you on the leaderboard, and I've put your name down, Cantaloupe. So this could be a crazy, crazy night. We're just waiting for Cindy now. She better not disappoint. She better get down here pronto. If anyone plays later, like after the thing is streamed, as long as I'm sure that they're not cheating, I'll include their scores as well. But I think this is mostly it. I would say DC, by the way, out of the two. I think I prefer the Marvel movies generally, or like the recent ones, to the DC movies. Hey, Torn. Oh, okay. Oh, thanks, Torn. Well, yeah, play later, like another day after when you watch the whole thing. Thanks for stopping by, and you're still top of the leaderboard, so you don't want to throw that away. Take care. See you soon. Yeah, that's all right. It's all right. See you later. Yeah, it's pretty close. So just watch it back another day and let me know how you do. Sweet dreams. Okay. So I'm gonna wait a bit longer. So where's that Cindy? Yeah, well, Tom's in Norway, so that's what she was referring to. Oh, hey, Cindy. Whereas Cindy's in the good US of A, so it's much earlier there. Cindy, I have printed out questions for a change. There's 2 rounds. Marvel Comics and movies. I will do a TV edition one time. TV quiz. Marvel TV. Yeah. It's pretty close now. Marvel 56%, DC 44%. Not too many. There's 7. There's 7 in the comics round, and then there's 11 in the movie. I don't know, Cindy. It's just a bit easier to have them printed out because I've got a separate sheet for the scores. Yeah. I would say DC overall for me. Just more, in general the characters, but probably in general the Marvel movies have been better. But on TV, I guess it could be different. Okay. So we'll make a start. So anyone who's playing multiple choice questions, and so you just put A, B, C, or D in the chat box. Okay. So I'm going to make a start. So round 1. Yeah, we're starting now, Mahensa. You guys are so impatient. Okay, round 1. The comics. So question 1. What year was the first Marvel comic released? A, 1935, B, 1938, C, 1939, or D, 1942? Mahensa, for some reason you put an N. Is that meant to be an A or something? Is Camille still here? Oh, there she is. Oh, put an A. Oh, it's a B. Okay. Okay. Anthony and Cindy get a point. It's 1939. The first Marvel comic was released. Oh, Bradley's back. Bloody hell. Okay. Oh, Bradley says B. Bad luck, Bradley. But I'll put you down anyway. Okay. Question 2. What was the name of that first comic? Was it A, Avengers Assemble, B, Marvel Issue 1, C, Marvel Mysteries, or D, Marvel Comics 1? Oh, bloody hell, we've got another guy. Okay. Where are you all coming from? I'll have to squeeze you in, Henry. Not that I was complaining, of course. Anyone else? I only had 4 answers so far. No? Okay. Okay, they've all dropped off. No, none of you get a point that time. It was D. It was Marvel Comics 1/1, I guess. Okay, next question. Which of these characters didn't feature in the first issue? A. Black Widow. B. Human Torch. C. Submariner. Or D. Masked Raider. No Caroline this week. I've just realised that, which is a shame because she does well. Oh dear, we seem to have lost a lot of people. Maybe their internets have dropped out. Okay, I guess that's it then. Cindy and Mahensa get a point. Black Widow didn't appear in the first comic. The other 3 all did. Question 4. Which was the first Marvel comic Stan Lee wrote for? Was it A. Golden Age of Captain American Story, or America Story, sorry. B. The Fantastic Four Issue 1. C. Giant Size X-Men. Or D. Amazing Fantasy. All right, maybe that's why. Oh, Puff's back. Oh, Wooly's back as well. Just wait another few seconds. Okay. Okay. Cindy gets another point. It was Golden Age of Captain America Story. He wasn't the main writer, he did some background stuff, but yeah, that was the first time he wrote for a Marvel comic. So question 5. Which of these isn't a crossover issue of Marvel Comics? Is it A. What if Conan the Barbarian walked the earth today? B. Secret Invasion. C. What if Wolverine battled ... Or D. Super Team Family, the Spectre and the Doctor Who. Okay. Woolly Jarman gets in the game, and Amphonin also gets a point. It was D. DC or Marvel. Well, Marvel. The whole quiz is Marvel. So the one that hasn't been a crossover for Marvel was Super Team Family, the Spectre and Doctor Who, and that was a DC comic. So that's why that's a wrong answer. Or the right answer in this case, I guess. But not a crossover for Marvel. Okay, question 6. Did I? Yeah. Yeah, I gave you a point. Okay. Which of these didn't do the artwork for the 100th issue of Marvel Comics? So didn't do the artwork. Is it A, Joe Sinnott, B, Wally Wood, C, Sid Shores, or D, Barry Windsor Smith? Okay. Another point for you, Wooly. It was Wally Wood. So a point for Wooly. The other 3 all did the artwork. So last question in this round. Action Comics issue 1 is said to be the most expensive Marvel comic in history. How much has it been sold for? Is it A, 1.5 million, B, 2.2 million, C, 3.2 million, or D, 3.8 million? It's gonna be perfect. I'm assuming. Woolly Jarman and Mahensa both get a point. It was C. It was 3.2 million. Amazing. So that's the end of that round. So basically, it's quite easy to score. 3, 2, 2. Okay, so Cindy and Wooly, you both got 3, so you both won that round. Anthony and Mahensa, you both got 2. I just gave them puff, but Wooly and Cindy both got 3, so they both won the round. Anthony and Mahensa both got 2, and the others who answered didn't get any questions, so no scores for the others. Okay, so the second round, on to movies. Which was the first ever movie based on a Marvel comic book? Was it A, Howard the Duck, B, Blade, C, Daredevil, or D, Captain America? Interesting. I think that's everyone. Cindy and Anthony get a point. It was Captain America because it was back in 1944. So the very first Marvel movie was a version of Captain America. Oh, there's Tuffy. Oh, no, you didn't cheat there, Tuffy. I'm going to trust that you didn't cheat. So I'll be generous and give you a point. But yeah, back in 1944, there was a version of Captain America, so that's the right answer. And then it wasn't for another 40 years till we got another Marvel movie, which was Howard the Duck. So that was in the 80s. Where are we? And obviously Blade and Daredevil happened much later. Blade was the late 90s and Daredevil was the early 2000s. So there you have it. The 44th version of Captain America was the first. So question 2, and I see Camilla's back. Coming out in 2008, which was the first movie of the MCU? Was it A, Avengers Assemble, B, Iron Man, C, The Incredible Hulk, or D, Punisher Warzone? Oh, Cantaloupe's back. Oh, Peter's around as well. Hey, Peter. So Peter goes for a D. Anyone else? Camilla, you want to have a go? Oh, Sheep. Bloody hell. All these players. Sheep says A. Okay. Well, Cindy, Amphonin, Mahensa, you all get points. It was Iron Man. Oh, Camilla, in with a late C. No, sorry, Camilla. It was Iron Man, so B. Okay, so next question. Who played the villain in Iron Man 2? Was it A, James Spader, B, Paul Giamatti, C, Mickey Rourke, or D, Michael Keaton? Okay. So Cantaloupe, Mahensa, and Cindy get a point. It was Mickey Rourke. Sort of around the time he'd made his big comeback in The Wrestler. Just probably a few years after that. So Mickey Rourke was the villain. Next question. Speaking of wrestlers, which wrestler had a cameo in Blade Trinity? Was it A, Kevin Nash, B, Triple H, C, Hulk Hogan, or D, Edge? Oh, Bradley's back. Okay. Very interesting tonight. Cindy, you're on a roll, I have to say. The answer was B, Triple H. So Cindy, Mahensa, Cantaloupe get a point. Next question. And this is one sort of for Cindy. Which X-Files director directed Elektra in 2003? Was it A, Rob Bowman, B, Vince Gilligan, C, James Wong, or D, David Nutter? Okay. Oh, I knew you would know, Cindy. It was A. It was Rob Bowman. Also directed the very underrated Reign of Fire, I should point out. So Rob Bowman. Not many men, sir. Okay. Which of these wasn't said to be considered for the Hulk role in Ang Lee's 2003 film? A. Johnny Depp. B. Billy Kudrup. C. Steve Buscemi. Or D. Heath Ledger? Okay, I think that's everyone. Who's going to answer? Camille says Johnny Depp. No, it was actually Heath Ledger. According to my research, Heath Ledger wasn't considered. The other three were considered. I think Johnny Depp turned it down. I really can't see him as the Incredible Hulk. Okay. Which director? Oh, hey, Space Ranger, how's it going? Which director was involved in the script of the 2015 Ant-Man film, but left before the film was completed? Was it A. Peter Jackson, B. Kevin Smith, C. Edgar Wright, or D. Peyton Reed? I love it. Jack for short. Okay. Cantaloupe, Mahensa, Cindy all get points. It was Edgar Wright. He famously was involved and then left over creative differences, and it's only based on rumor how much of his script was left in the film. Quite a lot of it, possibly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I've given you a point. Don't worry, Anthony. Yeah, I've given her a point. Okay. What was the tagline for the Nicolas Cage starring Ghost Rider sequel? Was it A, Spirit of Vengeance, B, First Class, Hey Danger Mouse, C, The Dark World, or D, Back with a Vengeance? There's no F option, Danger Mouse. Oh, sorry, yeah. And, okay. The answer was A, Spirit of Vengeance. So Mahensa, Cindy, and Puff all get a point. The others were taken from other movies. So First Class was an X-Men sequel. The Dark World was 4, and I just made up back with a Vengeance because similar to Spirit of Vengeance. Right, 3 more questions. Shane Black was director and writer for the 3rd Iron Man film. Black first appeared as an actor in the first film of which franchise? Was it A, The Terminator, B, Lethal Weapon, C, Predator, or D, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? No, Shane Black. Okay, Sheep says B. Okay, the answer was Predator. He played one of the. Oh, it says A. Okay, no, it was Predator. Yeah, he played one of the army guys in the original movie before he was a writer. Now, some of you might have thought Lethal Weapon because he did actually write the first 2 Lethal Weapon movies. That's sort of how he made his name, really. He might have wrote all of them, actually. I'm not sure, but he definitely wrote the first 2. So there you have it. That's Shane Black. So the answer was Predator. Okay, question 10. Which film did the Black Widow character first appear in? Was it A, Iron Man 2, B, Avengers Age of Ultron, C, Iron Man 3, or D, Captain America the Winter Soldier? Pardon. Any more for any more? Okay. Puff with the point. It was Iron Man 2. First time she appeared. So last question. The 2019 Captain Marvel film is set mostly in which decade? A, 1960s, B, 1970s, C, 1980s, or D, 1990s? Hey, Skittle. Okay. What decade did Captain Marvel, the recent Captain Marvel, was it mostly set in, Cindy? A, 1960s, B, 1970s, C, 1980s, or D, 1990s? Yeah. I think anyone who's seen the movie would probably know that one. Or maybe some of you forgot because I guess there's decades which are quite similar in tone. There you go, Bradley with the right answer. So Sydney. Cindy and Bradley get a point because it was D, 1990s. So that's the end. So I'll just do the scores for this round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very good, Cindy. You got 9 in that round. So Cindy wins with 9. Mahensa, you got 6 in that round, so you were second. Yeah, exactly, Cindy. Puff, you got 4 in that round. Anthony, you got 3. Cantaloupe, you got 3. Bradley, you got 2. Tuffy got 1. So it's a pretty good game from everyone. So let's just see who won overall. If you just give me, I think it's probably going to be Cindy, but we'll just check. 9, 12. Okay. Yeah, basically it was you, Cindy. You got 12 points overall. So very impressive. Mahensa, you were second overall with 8. Anthony got 5. Wooly got 4. And obviously some of you only really played in the second round. So well done, guys. I will update the leaderboard, but well done, Cindy, on winning. And there's one more game to go this season, which will be next week. And it'll be romantic comedies, which Caroline picked last week. So I hope she shows up for it. Well, I don't know. You got such a good score, Cindy. I assumed you knew a lot of it, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And there you have it. So romantic comedies next week, which will be the final game of the season. But I might do a special Halloween quiz in October. And I'll be back on stream tomorrow for Halloween H2O. I'll be doing a watch of that. So thanks, everyone. Have a good night. See you soon. Yeah, tomorrow's the movie stream.